So as we all should know by now, social media influencers make some serious coin. That's in large part because brands are starting to understand just how valuable they can be to drive sales, with 72% of major brands saying they dedicate a sizable amount to influencer marketing. And that's because over 80% of Instagram users say they discover new products on the site. And as an avid Instagram user, I can 100% say that this is true for me at least. Hey, what's up IOers, it's Mackenzie Smith here, and today on the channel I'm going to be spilling some tea by counting down the top 10 influencers that made close to $1 million per post. And trust me, some of these amounts are both shocking and concerning at the same time. But before we get into the video, I wanted to thank our sponsor of this video, NordPass. NordPass is a password manager that remembers all your complex logins, autofills online forms, and generates strong passwords so that you don't have to. If you're familiar with NordVPN, you'll be happy to know this service is through the same cybersecurity professionals. Also, it's available on desktop for Windows, Mac, and Linux, with browser extensions for all major browsers, and on phone apps for Android and iOS users. And the service is risk-free with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you want to save all your passwords and credit card info online with no stress or fear of hacking, you can try the service and get 50% off NordPass at nordpass.com/InformOverload. That link will be down below. Or use our code InformOverload at checkout, which makes the service only $249 per month. Plus with us, you'll get an additional month free. Okay, so after all of that, let's just get into the video. Okay, so starting off number 10, we have Kendall Jenner. So this list is talking about influencers that made the most per post, but I wanted to start it off with Kendall. As though she isn't in the top 10 for earning the most per post, she was the highest paid social media influencer in 2019, right after soccer stars Ronaldo and Messi. She allegedly made $15.9 million in total on the platform, charging $611,000 per post, and making 26 sponsored posts throughout the year. So in total, she made more money on the platform than the rest of her famous family, although she made one of the lowest amounts of money per post. A hint for the end of this list, Kylie actually made the most per post of anyone. You'll have to stick around till the end for the numbers though. Then next up at number 9, we have Justin Bieber. Justin is another celeb that made insane amounts of money through his Instagram, although he didn't post much sponsored content this year. In fact, a majority of what he posts on the platform are promotions of his own products, like his Drew House clothing line and his singles. But through his almost 130 million followers, he's able to make some serious coin if ever in need through Instagram posts. It's reported that Justin rakes in about $722,000 per post, and that's likely because of how rare sponsored posts are on his page. But his engagement is one of the worst on this list, with only 0.48% of his followers actually liking or commenting on his content. So maybe that's why he's kinda lower on the list for such a huge star. Then next up at number 8, we have Taylor Swift. Taylor is another star who has the potential to rack up a lot of dough from Instagram. But now that she's such a huge star, she almost never posts sponsored content to her feed. Right now she's 128 million Instagram followers, and with her average engagement rate being about 1.11%, Swift can collect about $748,000 minimum per post. However, since she does not post often, with only 432 posts on the account to date, and she almost never has sponsored posts, I'm betting she could get over $1 million for sure if she wanted. Also, considering just how obsessed Swifties are with her, I think she knows they would buy pretty much anything she was selling. In at number 7, Beyoncé. Queen Bee is of course on this list, with her 142 million followers on the app giving her the ability to make some serious coin. But again, she doesn't do sponsored posts that often, and generally on her profile she'll have pictures of her family or photos of her before hitting the red carpet. Beyoncé is reported to earn about $785,000 per Instagram post, which is no surprise considering she has an average engagement rate of 2.8% across her close to 1,900 posts. But again, since her sponsored posts are few and far between, we're sure that number could go much higher. Next up at number 6, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The Rock is massive on Instagram, with 174 million followers on the platform. Most of his photos on the page are of his insane body, his family, or promoting all the projects that he works on. But he also does a fair number of sponsored posts on the platform, and he's reported to make an average of $882,000 for each of his posts. His engagement rate is about 1.28%, which is very rare considering his massive audience. And obviously brands think he is well worth the money he is paid for his likeness. On top of all this, with him being reported as one of the top earning actors in all of Hollywood, it's safe to say him and his family are very comfortable. Honestly, can he adopt me? Halfway through at number 5, Selena Gomez. So Selena is another star that makes a considerable chunk of cash through her Instagram, especially because for a long time she was actually the most followed person on the platform, and she once even topped lists like this, at one point being paid the most for sponsored posts on the app. Now with her 170 million followers, Selena still can get around $886,000 for sponsored content on the site. Last year she had 9 sponsored posts on the app and she made a total of $8 million for all of them. But now that her account has recently taken on a political tone, featuring links to Planned Parenthood nonprofits or anti-trafficking organizations, brands are not paying as much as once before, which in a lot of ways makes sense, but it's kind of sad that her beliefs are changing how much she's getting paid for this kind of stuff now. Next up at number 4, Kim Kardashian. So next up we have Kim, and this is the start of where the numbers just get outrageous. Kim currently has 162 million followers on the platform, and with an engagement rate of 1.17% across her 5,000 posts, she racks in about $910,000 per post on the app. Oh my god, just thinking about this, like I could buy a house with that. And Kim is also no stranger to sponsored posts, with her being the person who a lot of people say started the whole industry, making sponsored content way back when she first started on Keeping Up. Now she mainly just promotes her own products, since she has a ton of fashion, makeup, and perfume brands. But Kim's lawyer recently disclosed in a lawsuit that Kim can sign deals up to $6 million. He said that she recently made a deal with a wearable consumer goods company for $6 million, where she was also granted substantial equity in the company. And now I'm just dying to know what company that's for. Like, let me know what you're thinking in the comments. I'm thinking something like Fashion Nova. I mean, they're pretty rich, sponsoring a lot of celebs, but that is some serious money. Next up at number 3, Cristiano Ronaldo. This soccer star is also a massive earner on Instagram, and he actually made the most money overall on the platform last year, ranking in a whopping $47.8 million for the 49 ads he did over the year. He's also the most followed person on the platform, with 207 million followers. Like, what? And because of his huge following, Cristiano rakes in approximately $975,000 per post. A large reason for this amount are his recurring deals with sports brands like Nike. He also has a very impressive engagement rate, with a little over 3% of his followers interacting with his posts. So yeah, all this is why he's one of the highest paid people in the world. And honestly, after all that, my kids are definitely getting put in soccer if they have any sort of talent at a young age. In at number 2, Ariana Grande. Next up we have Miss Grande, who has a massive following on the platform with currently 177 million followers, making her the second most followed person on the app after Cristiano. But the crazy part here is that she actually makes more than him for sponsored posts, ranking in just under $1 million per post. Ari posts often on the app, having just over 7,500 total posts, with an average engagement being 1.16%. Considering this, it's just wild that she makes more than Cristiano, as he has more than double her average engagement. But I think a huge factor here is that she also almost never makes sponsored posts, so when she does, they are really valuable to brands. And finally at number 1, Kylie Jenner. And of course, a part of the Kardashian Jenner clan just had to top this list, with the youngest of them all taking the top spot. The youngest self-made billionaire has something else to add to her growing list of accolades now, being the person that commands the most value per Instagram post, with Kylie making an astounding $1.26 million per post. Like, is this real life? Kylie has 165 million followers on the app, which is significantly less than Ari and Cristiano, but her engagement is crazy, with 3.73% of her followers engaging with her content. And with brands, engagement is really what they're after, because it's not only the followers they want, but it's the followers actually looking and engaging with the content. But now that Kylie has become a mogul in the beauty and fashion industries, she doesn't post as much sponsored content because, I mean, come on, she's got $1 billion. Like, the amount she makes for posts is chump change at this point. Last year, she reportedly made $3.8 million off Instagram, and she only had 3 ad posts. And if that ain't the dream, then I really don't know what is. Okay guys, well that's all for this list. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments down below. And after this, are any of you tempted to become an Instagrammer? Because I know I am. Speaking of comments, I want to shout out a few from my influencer detox tea scam video. So DirtyBird22 said, FTC, I sentence you to pay $15 million. Then Teamy, but mom, FTC, okay, just 1 million then honey. So accurate but so frustrating, like lowering it so much, like that's that shouldn't be acceptable. I guess they could just file for bankruptcy, then they don't have to pay anything, but people need to be held to some sort of accountability, you know? Like, these companies can't just get away with it. Then vlogger McGamer said, "Quick, I'm having a heart attack. Pass me the detox tea, please. That should save my clogged up heart arteries." And yeah, isn't that right? Serious sarcasm there. That is just ridiculous. I can't even. Then another commenter said, "Absolutely love the current album cover shirt you have on. Thank you." Oh my god, I love Tame Impala so much. Also, side note to this, also thank you so much to people that were happy with my glasses. I'm still on the fence about them, but you know, wearing contacts all the time kind of hurts my eyes a little bit, so you might see them more often. Sorry for the people that didn't like them. Okay guys, well that's all for me. Thanks so much for watching if you made it all the way till the end, and if you did, take a second to check out our sponsor below. Like and subscribe down below if you liked, and I'll see you guys in the next one.